1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters gon' move, whatever click you choose.
Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down. Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Now, let's hop straight up into this video. So, yeah, you see the title, and just in case you don't understand it or you didn't read it all, I'm going to reiterate it and say it again. It's time for Dubs to stop talking about black people or not, which is basically what I'm saying is it is his freedom. It is his right. I'm not saying that he should. I'm saying that it's time for him to stop talking about black people or not. So in this particular video, you guys, since I am a content creator, what I'm doing in this video, I am doing the YouTube thing. I am just making content that I think people may be attracted to, right? Like I say, it's time for him to stop talking about black people or not. It's his right. He has every right to say as he pleases. Who am I to try to rob Dubs of his First Amendment right? Freedom of speech, right? I will say this, right? As a content creator, as a person who has been doing YouTube for 3.5, 4 years, somewhere around there, my channel has been viewed relatively well. You know, I've definitely exceeded my expectations when I started doing YouTube. When I started doing YouTube, I just wanted to get 300 subscribers. I'm well over 12 million combined views, right? And so I say all that to say, not braggingly, but to say by now I have a pretty good idea and a pretty good concept of when I title a video, how well it may potentially do, what topics do better than others, and the response I'm going to get in some of my videos, right? So today I happened to see a video by Dubs, and it says something about content creators dominating black culture or something like that. And in my humble opinion, this video was made because of his displeasure of a video he done not too long ago where he reacted to a black dude saying that blacks were scared of Mexicans in federal prisons, right? And so, like I said, Dubs has done YouTube for quite a while as well, right? And Dubs has done a considerable amount of time in prison, just like myself. I believe 24 years as well, right? So by me being in prison as well, and have an understanding of when you have the separation of groups, when you have the different ideologies at certain times, and sometimes people in prison will leave prison and they will come home, and sometimes these ideologies never escape them, right? I'm not saying that's what's happening with Dubs. What I'm saying is when I make a video having this in mind, sometimes I believe it's up to me to discern what I will and what I will not put in my video, because at the end of the day, the responsibility of accountability is going to fall on me. Even if I happen to interview a person, right? And I have done this in the past. I will interview a person. That person will say something, and if I believe it's not true, I have to think long and hard before I include that in my video, because at the end of the day, even though he may have said it, I'm still going to be held accountable by some people for even putting something on my channel that they feel, the people who don't like what this person said, they feel that it is untrue, right? If I have a person, right, who comes up here and I'm interviewing him and he says something about fluorescent people that I disagree with, once again, I have to think long and hard if I should even include that into the video, because I know there's going to be at least some amount of backlash. At the start of that video, Dub says he knows that there are going to be some black people who is going to be upset with him because of what this black man says. Let me insert a small clip from what Dub said today in his recent video. Check this out.
One of them's platform is to expose black men, expose black rappers, black men for violence. What happens when they expose these men? And the black community is okay with this. Someone from outside of their community exposing their own. That's that family's business.
He's saying basically that if a black person is saying something negative about black people in general, it's black people's business or not to expose that person. Not another race's responsibility to expose that person or shed light on what that person has just said, revealed, so on and so forth. But like I love to say a lot of times in my videos, if you let people talk long enough and they really are not rooted in the foundations and what they're speaking of, it's going to come out. Because this is exactly what Dub's just done 2 or 3 days ago when he gave light and when he exposed that black dude for saying that other blacks were scared. Now, he goes on in that video to say that he disagrees with blacks being extremely scared or scared at all of Mexicans. But me personally, I didn't understand that. Why are you going to give motion? Why are you going to give legs and put something out there that you yourself disagree with, right? Let me give you guys an example. There has been several times, I want to say at least 5 to 7 times, right, where Mexicans have sent me videos of Mexicans talking disparagingly and saying negative things about other Mexican YouTubers, questioning their standings and if they're good or not, so on and so forth, right? I didn't feel that that was my business. And even if I felt that it was not true, why especially then would I react to it? Why would I react to something? And just to say that, oh, I don't believe it's true. Me personally, my get down, I'm not going to give that stuff motion. I'm not going to react to it. I'm not going to get into it because it's not my business. I have got many requests to give my opinion on things concerning the Nipsey Hussle shooting, so on and so forth, right? Now, that's something that I know you have many people emotionally involved in that. I'm not from Rolling 60s. That's not my area. That's not my section. I'm not going to get into that. You know, now, once that dude was convicted, I did a video about him being convicted, but I'm not just to get into the particulars of what went on and what allegedly happened and this and that, because people are emotionally attached to that. And I'm not going to get into that, right? So I noticed that sometimes during Dubs' videos, he will not mention certain prison organizations, right? Regardless of race, whether they're white, black, so on and so forth. But I will mention them for clarification, and I don't have a problem mentioning them in my video, right? He'll say if there's a black blood group with the 3 letters. He's talking about the UBN, the United Blood Nation, which is a prison group, right? So if he mentions the other group, the BLs, he'll say, you know, that blood group with the 2 letters. Anybody that's been to prison, of course, knows exactly what he's talking about, right? And so my point of saying this is he sticks to a certain amount of prison protocol in his videos, right? So but it seems as if he's sticking to prison protocol when it is convenient, right? Because we also have another protocol in prison of quote unquote not getting into the business of other races. So a black person saying something about other black people, if you're sticking to prison protocol, that's quote unquote black business. Let me clarify and make this straight, right? My I don't know if you guys pretty sure you guys have paid attention by now. I'm free, man. To hell with that prison shit. I don't care about that stuff. I'm not fit to bring those prison protocols and procedures and all that stuff. I'm not fit to bring that home with me. Why would I continue to indulge and dib and dab, step in and out of a ideology that sent me to prison, right? So I don't care. I believe a person should, and he does have the right to speak about anything that he wants to speak about on his YouTube channel or whatever, whether being he's black, white, Mexican, or whatever, right? So I have several times, right, I may mention something that's speaking about a Mexican or whatever, and I have got the same comments in my channel. Hey, chill, don't talk about Mexicans, stick to your black politics. And a lot of times it's negative stuff, it's negative responses or whatever, right? But my response is, when the NBC News or the Fox News or whoever may do something about Mexicans, I'm sure the Mexicans don't call down there and complain to the station. When Fox News, ABC, NBC, or wherever they do something about blacks, I'm sure the blacks don't call down there and say, hey, you know, Connie Chung, you're not black, don't talk about blacks. Or, hey, Tom Brokaw, or whoever the newsman is, you're white, don't talk about blacks. So at the end of the day, right, at least me, myself, I realize that there is a certain amount of ignorance that is going to come with certain topics on YouTube, because to be honest, not being arrogant or whatever, you have ignorant people out there, right? You have ignorant people out there watching. Everybody does not have the same intellectual understanding. Everybody does not have the same rationale, and everybody does not have the same comprehension. So at the end of the day, me, myself, being the YouTube content creator, I have to realize this. I have to know this. I have to understand this, and I have to decide, is this stuff worth the backlash I may receive? A lot of times, right? Because when you do YouTube, you will have people who will watch your videos and they want you to champion whatever agenda they're pushing. And you will have some dude actually become angry and get mad at you because you don't believe what they believe, or you're not pushing what they feel should be pushed. And these dudes will not allow you the freedom of having your own opinion, right? And so they'll say, oh man, chill, you scared, you ain't saying this, you not handling this. You know, some dude from I believe his YouTube handle he was from Detroit forever or something. That may not be it, but he was definitely from Detroit. He was just saying basically that you guys, you act like you're scared of the Mexicans. You don't say this, you don't say that, right? But my whole thinking on that is, at the end of the day, like I said, man, I'm going to be held accountable for whatever I say. If it's about the Mexicans, if it's about a black gang that I'm not part of, right? And my life is 1,000,000 times better than it was 7 years ago, 10 years ago, right? When I went to jail, my daughter was 8 months old. When I got out, my daughter was 25 years old, right? My daughter deserves the right to have a father, man. I love being able to go over there. You guys know what I did for my daughter on her 30th birthday? I gave my daughter 30 presents. Each present had $30 inside the present, right? And so do the math on that. Then on top of that, one card had $100 in there. So I ended up giving my daughter $1,000 cash, also along with these various different 30 presents, extremely pricey presents, right? Things like that are more important to me than potentially putting myself at risk to some dumb YouTube beef. I have 3 grandkids, man. They love when I come over there, take them to the store. We go to get this, we go to get that. I take them to get frozen yogurt or ice cream. La Michoacana is the ice cream that we love to go and get, right? So seeing the joy in their faces when G-Dad comes over there, because I don't do the grandpa shit. I'm too fly to be grandpa. I'm G-Dad, you know what I'm saying? So when G-Dad comes over there, they love for me to take them to the ice cream truck and do this and do that, right? So me knowing potentially certain videos will possibly cause me trouble, because I'm not going for nothing in the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going for a person getting at me foul and all that. So by me knowing me, I try to stay in my lane. I don't try to add potentially extra hostility to my program. Right now, if another person wants to engage in that old type of stuff and get caught up and get himself sent back to prison, that's him, man. Because I do know when you doing YouTube, some may like you when you here, but once you gone, man. You don't hear nobody talking about Crip Mac no more, or some of these other dudes who was on YouTube and then for whatever reason they're no longer here. People want you to be their entertainment for the moment, right? And for whatever reason, when you can no longer entertain them, they'll find something else on YouTube that's entertaining. So my whole point of making this video is, right, that for any YouTube creator, when you make a video, you have to be able to discern the response you're going to get. And if you unwilling to deal with the backlash that may come from the video, then just don't make the video, right? I'm not just to sit back, cry, and be upset because people don't like certain videos that I make if I already know the potential of what I'm going to receive in terms of comments when I make the video. Anyway, you already know who it is. It's your boy 16 to Life. Resume normal program.